Good morning and welcome. So today is April the 8th at about 11 a.m. Eastern, and we are looking at Netflix. So Netflix is the first of the Magnificent Seven stocks to come up with earnings to start the earnings season. So we're in earnings season. So this is our first one to report. And you can see here it's in 9 days. You can also see here that Q4 they gained 19 million subscribers. That's crazy. Boasting its total to over 300 million, fueled by growth content. So they have a lot going on over there that's working for them. Actual, so the estimate they have pretty much beat earnings the past 4 quarters or the past year. They're probably expected to beat it this year as well. Over here, you can see their revenue versus their net income. So lots of revenue. Net income dropped just a little bit in Q4, but it was probably because of all the advertising and to acquire those customers. But revenue went up, net income dropped just slightly, and then their performance. The seasonals I've honestly never used, so I can't talk to you about that, but this is where we are with Netflix. So I will tell you what I see. I've even given you some levels. Now, this is what I see. You don't have to follow me. And I always say that because you should never follow anyone blindly. Make sure you understand what you are doing. And I'm not telling you what to trade or how to trade. I'm just telling you what I see. And what I see on this daily time frame is a head and shoulders. So this is a left shoulder, this is a head, this is a right shoulder, and this is the neckline, which we did break, and now we pulled back into. So this pattern, this is one of the patterns you can see on a chart on any time frame, but the higher the time frame you see it, the longer it will take to play out. So if I see this on a 5 minute, it's going to play out on a shorter time frame than if I see it on a daily or weekly. So we're on the daily, which means this is going to take some days, potentially weeks to play out. So when I look at the move up, that was March 10th to March 26th. So that was like 2 weeks. This move, excuse me, was February 18th to March 10th. So roughly 3 weeks. This move, March 26th to April 7th, about 2 weeks. So it's taking 2 to 3 weeks to make these moves, even though we're on the daily. So if this plays out, we will probably get 2 to 3 weeks move down. Now, why do I have these price gaps outlined? So the price gaps are outlined because typically, not 100% of the time, but most of the time, the price gaps will get filled. So these, as you can see, these were price gaps were price gapped up from earnings. This was one it actually dropped at earnings. This is one where it jumped up, and another one. So these are earnings price gaps. So typically it is going to fill those price gaps. Right now we're at 902. We can go as low as roughly, I'm going to just say the 345 since we're right there. Now, that's going to probably take more than 2 weeks unless earnings is horrific. And I mean, because that's a 600-point drop. I don't think that's going to happen like tomorrow or even for earnings, but over time it could. Because if you look at where this one started, this was October 2023, and the peak was February 2025. So it will probably take a while to get back down here, but it can potentially get back down there. If you don't believe me, go look at Zoom. Zoom stock is one that fell from like 500 and something dollars down to whatever it is right now, but it's nowhere near that. So stocks can fall. So this is where we are with Netflix. So we've had a break of our neckline. We've got a little pullback. I think we are still going to go down. I actually gave you some levels, and literally you just look right, look left, find some things. Um, Here, this level was resistance here. It was support here, resistance here. So if we can get over there, we may go up to this level, 970, and come back down. And when we come back down, it's probably going to come in this price gap, 9 days, depending. This could happen for earnings. This could potentially pull up because this is next week. Hold on. April 17th is next next Thursday. Okay. So this is Tuesday, April the 8th. So next Thursday, I mean, it's a possibility we could continue to move up this week, potentially into here and then come down for earnings. I mean, I don't know if we've got 9 days worth of pullback here, but we may pull back, come down, pull back, come down. You know, the market does what it does, but I'm looking for more down price action on Netflix, partially due to this Head and Shoulders, and earnings could be the potential catalyst to push it lower. So you can watch this and see what happens. I've given you some levels, and the thing that I always want to encourage you to do is just see if my levels are good. Do we get a reaction at or near those levels, kind of like we did here? So when it gets here, will we get a little pullback, or will it stay and consolidate and then maybe fall more? What happens at these levels. So, and like I said, it doesn't mean it's going to happen exactly on the line. It could be a little bit before. We may get a fall back here and we get a consolidation here, and then we come down here and then we move down. So it should be something happening near close to these lines that I have on the chart. So that is it. I just wanted to bring this up since this next Thursday is the day for Netflix to have earnings. This is a bearish pattern, Head and Shoulders, and see if it plays out. I will tell you typically how this works. Now, this is not like a scientifically proven method, but if you want to know how far it technically is supposed to fall, you measure from the highest point of the head down to the neckline, and then from the neckline down. So I'm going to leave that there because I will come back and do an update. We'll see if it actually makes it. But that's just, I'm going to say, a little bootleg way to kind of measure how far it should fall, which puts us kind of in between those two levels of support. But that's what we've got right now. So Netflix, 9 days, earnings, bearish Head and Shoulders pattern, looking for more down action to close out some of these price gaps. You guys make sure you always trade with the stop loss, never trade naked. Risk management is very important in your trading because you can lose money, and I'm sure most of you know that. You will minimize the amount that you lose if you trade with the stop loss. So make sure you always trade with the stop loss. Make sure you never follow anyone blindly, and make sure you understand what's happened on these charts before you take a trade, and be patient with your trade and yourself. You guys take care. I will talk to you soon.